Welcome to AER Int channel and welcome back to sheet metal cores. Continuing on with our corner features, the third option for us is the break corners or the corner trim. This tool basically allows us to fillet or chamfer corners, so we can remove sharp edges, maybe make our items a little bit easier to manufacture, or maybe use it for some kind of structural reason. Just going to delete that welded corner. Then the break corner option is the third option here under the corners button. This basically allows us to either chamfer or fillet the sharp edges of our model. All we have to do is choose the break type, so either chamfer, which is angled, or fillet, which is rounded, and then set the size. Then we can just choose which corners we want to break. Good thing about this tool is we can just choose the entire face, and it will pick up all the corners on that face. We can also get internal corners. So if I add a quick tap, so I'll start a sketch on this face. I'm gonna get the rectangle tool. And I'm gonna draw a rectangle here. Add some dimensions. And then press the tab option. Then if I choose the break corner again, I've got the same settings. I can click on this face, and we can pick up those two external corners. But I can also zoom in, and I can manually select this internal corner. So with external corners, we'll cut away material. With internal corners, we'll add a little bit of a material there. We might be wondering a little bit what the point of this is. Isn't it just the same as the fillet or the chamfer tools? And it's a good question really. The main advantage of this is that it's much faster to do it like this. We can just click on the face, and all of the corners on that face will be selected. If we try to do this with the fillet tool, so we select the fillet tool, set the same size, and then try to select that face. Just won't work, so we could zoom in and select those edges individually. It's quite easy to select the wrong one. If you select something like this, then it's really hard to make something like this in sheet metal, and we don't actually want this. We just want these small vertical edges. So we can just zoom right in and choose them manually. Just a very simple model, so it's quite easy to do. But imagine if we got a really complex model. Using that corner break option can maybe save us a few seconds, 5 seconds on each edge. But imagine if we've got hundreds of edges, it can potentially save us a lot of time. Another advantage of this tool is that we can use it on a flattened part. I'm just gonna delete those break corner features that we added, and then I'm gonna flatten the part. And then this is one of the few options where I would say it's okay to use a feature like this after flattening the part. Now that we've got the flat part, if we go to the corners option, we see the only one available is corner trim, because we can't really add welds or anything if all of the parts are flat. So now we have two options here. We've got relief options here at the top. We'll ignore this for now, and we'll look at this in the next video. But down here we've got the break corner options. So we can click on this box and manually select all of those edges again. Or we can just click on this box, it says collect all corners. And we get all of those corners in the model. We can also choose internal corners only. So if I clear that selection then, put a check in this internal corners only box, and press collect all corners. We've just got that single internal corner. For some reason there's no option for external corners only. But we can just collect them all, and then manually remove the internal ones. So this might just be something that we use after we've completely finished our part. We flatten it, and then we can just round off the corners for manufacturing. Just one thing to note, if we do now unflatten this part, we will lose those corner trim features, because they were applied to the flattened version, so they can't be here in the unflattened version. If we want them in the folded up model, we can either add them manually, like we just did, or we can use the unfold tool, and then collect all of those bands, and then choose the fold tool to fold it back up again. So this covers the corner trim or corner break option. Like I said, it's quite similar to chamfers and fillets. It's just a little bit easier to use. Just select the tool and then set the size, set the type, either a chamfer or a fillet. Then just choose the corners where we want the feature to be added. Next up is the corner relief tool. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like. I hope it can be a little helpful and useful.